Hello, beautiful souls.
What's up?
So, welcome back to our channel. If you've been here before, if this is your first time, we are collectively our Royal Throne. And on our channel, you will find first time parent vlogs, entrepreneur vlogs, just us living our life as eloped newlyweds. It doesn't even, we're not even newlyweds anymore. It's about to be our 1 year anniversary.
Literally about to be our 1 year anniversary. So
Yay!
we're totally excited. So today we're going to talk to you all about our experience.
Yes, it was quite an experience. So this is our labor and delivery vlog. But we'll start with, I think I was exactly 41 weeks
41, yeah.
when she came. And the day before, I had just got off the phone from trying to schedule my induction that I didn't want. That's a whole nother experience. The shortened version of that is my doctor it just didn't seem like everybody was on the same page. Like, I basically had to ask, okay, so what's the next step? When do I get the next scan? He was like, oh yeah, you're going to be 41 weeks. Let's schedule your induction. And he told me that the coordinator would call me. She never called me. I called her twice. And when she finally got on the phone, she was like, oh yeah, the hospital doesn't have any availability or something. So I was on a waiting list. And I was and I was 41 weeks pregnant, on top of the fact that my 41-week appointment was delayed because they were booked. So, anywho, I actually told the coordinator, I'm just doing this for procedure. I don't even plan on getting induced. I'm sure she'll come before then. Because it was really important to me that we had a natural birth.
Which we almost didn't have.
Right. So stay tuned. You have to make sure you get the whole story. But yeah, I really, really did not want to get induced. It was so important to both of us to have a natural delivery. And everything worked out the way that we wanted to. Regardless of our experience, it was perfect. And yeah, so as far as trying to induce my labor at home, I tried the raspberry leaf tea, tried bouncing on the ball, walking. Everybody kept telling me to walk. It was painful to walk. Okay, I walked like once. It hurt. So at that point, it was just like, I literally was just like, people are on bed rest and they still deliver, so I don't need to walk. But nothing worked. I'm Holistic Hannah, so I ordered some Clary Sage on Amazon, tried it, and delivered her the next day. Literally. I'm not sure if it was coincidence, but I will say that I put it on my stomach and immediately she started going crazy. Like, she was going crazy, kicking in my stomach. Oh, that's so crazy. She was kicking me and now she's here.
Let's talk about the day. So Monday, we were eating Popeyes, looking at the Love Connection.
Yeah.
And what was like an hour after that, you rolled over and told me that your water broke?
No, we had Chipotle.
Yeah, we definitely had Chipotle.
Yeah, and I kept... Yeah. So I was in labor all day that day. Mom and I were here by ourselves. And I was in labor all day. But I didn't really know that I was in labor because I was having contractions. I kept counting them. I couldn't really tell if it was like the real deal contractions. I had been having contractions. But they were consistently like getting to 5 minutes. But they weren't deadly painful. They were more painful than they were before, but...
Tell me what the doctor said.
Oh, yeah, so, okay, after he got home, I was telling him and my mom, like, we're going to the hospital today. Like, I know for 100% we're going to the hospital today. So I was like, maybe I should call the doctor. I called the doctor. I told her, I said, I'm keeping track on my app. I'm having contractions, like, just about every 5 minutes. And she was like, what's your pain scale? I was like, 6. So guessing, like, managing pain on a scale is equivalent to guessing age. Like, it's rocket science. I'm not good at that. Like that game at Six Flags? You get a prize for guessing somebody's age correctly because it's rocket science. Yeah, so guessing my pain on a scale, I was like, okay, 10 is dying. I've died before. I'm not dying. And I was like, 1? No. It's about a 6. She was asking me, like, can you walk around? Can you move? I was still, like, it was to the point where it would come and I would be like, okay, let me just cool it. I could still function. anyway, she basically was like, take some Tylenol, take a shower, see how you feel in 45 minutes, and if they get worse, go ahead to the hospital. And I let them know, we're about 45 minutes out from the hospital, especially if it were to have been like during rush hour. But I claimed it. I said, like, we're gonna go right after rush hour's over, and we left the house at like 7:30. So we were eating Chipotle. Go ahead.
You just said it all now.
No, tell your part now.
We went in the room after that, which was probably like an hour after we ate, maybe. You were having contractions, but it was like, okay. We were thinking that she was gonna come like
midnight late.
Yeah. So we were just chilling, playing it cool, and she was getting ready to roll over to tell me to turn my audio off, and she was like, my water broke, and I was like, okay, bet. So I got up. She gets up and says, yeah, I'm ready to take a shower. No, that can't happen. So we're lucky that she didn't.
Ooh, if I would have taken a shower, I would have given birth in the lobby.
Yeah, or in the car for real, because it went so fast. But I mean, it was something that we talked about for so long. Just praying for a safe and speedy pregnancy.
Wow.
And that's what you got. Speedy as a
You have to be careful. Wow. Yeah, we prayed every day for a speedy. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. So speedy to say the very least.
Right. But as far as the contractions, so they got to the point where like they were hurting if I was laying anyway, other than like on my hands and knees, which we'll get back to. So they got to that point. And this whole time, I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell when my water breaks. Like, is it going to feel like I'm peeing on myself? There's a difference. Like, it's never-ending hot waterfalls. I could tell. And this video is going to get so TMI, so stop right here if you're easily grossed out. This is not the video for you. Click on one of our other ones, because this is not it, because I'm not holding back. But yeah, so I definitely was like, I'm about to take a shower. And my mom was like, what? No, let's go. So we got in the car and we went. In the car, I was listening to my hypnobirth. So the whole time I planned on having like a super calm hypnobirth experience, and it definitely helped me in the car. Like, I mean, what do you think about the experience in the car? It was like a 35-minute
Yeah, about
ride.
35-minute ride, and it was a really smooth ride.
Yeah.
You watched like movies and stuff like that, and they'd be screaming and oh my god and all that. It wasn't really like that. I didn't have any music playing,
Which we never do anyway.
and she had the hypnobirth with the headphones on, so that was pretty cool. I think we got to relax and meditate. So when we got there, it was like, okay, let's do this. But when we got there, so let's dive into that. So when we get there, we hop out the car, and they're offering the wheelchair. It's like, no, we don't need a wheelchair, at least not right now. So we get out the car, and I'm trying to walk her in. They're like, yeah, you can't park right there. I'm like, oh, like, we going to take care of that in a second. But, like, I got to get up in here right now. So that was a little interesting. But they let me park my car, though, and I was able to move it in the morning. So we go up. I'm going to just, we can interject or whatever. We go up and, we didn't pre-register. We didn't did everything. We didn't went to the tour. You know what I'm saying? We didn't did everything. Like, we know what everything looked like. We didn't did everything. So we go up there and are basically registering again.
In the slowest way possible. Like I wasn't sitting there about to pop a kid out immediately.
She was sitting there squirming. It was bad. And the young lady wasn't the most empathetic by any means. There's actually another girl that strolled off the elevator by herself, wheelchair, hurting, looking like she ready to give birth to the kid.
Please,
in that particular place.
Please don't make me laugh. Please don't make me laugh.
And there was just no sense of urgency, right? There was just no sense of urgency at all. So that was kind of like, okay.
Mom was like, is somebody gonna help her? Like, should I help her? Mom was about to go over there and help her.
But that was crazy. So
they asked us, like, literally, every single thing that was on the pre-registry thing, stuff that doesn't matter like right now. Like,
what's your religion?
What's your religion? What's your race? I was like, black. Like, like your eyes about to be if you don't freaking get me in here. They moved so slow. When I first got up there, I forgot that you had all of my cards, IDs, and everything. So I was just like, oh God. Okay, continue.
It worked out though. So then we went into a little triage. The young lady that we were with, she seemed like she was scared for real.
Everybody seemed like they were scared and
knew. Like, what's going on in this joint? So she was supposed to give her an IV or something.
Yeah, mate, my stitches bust open. Like, what are you doing? You want to hold her and I can make some stuff?
Okay.
Like multitask. Okay. Okay, so the lady that was doing the triage, she just everybody in the hospital just seems so new, inexperienced, and it's crazy. It's just really crazy. You can tell your part, but all I want to say is she did my IV wrong. How do you do an IV wrong?
Right.
You go ahead, you tell it.
I mean, you really just hit on everything. We'll talk about this on another part as well, like when we were in the actual delivery room, but
yeah.
They were pressing for her to lay on her back.
Yes.
And she was telling them, like, that's where it hurts the most.
It was way more, it was unbearable. It was unbearable anyway, but it was unbearable on my back. I had to get on my hands and my knees.
So that was interesting that, they were pressing that issue. Mm-hmm. And there was just no sense of urgency. They were more concerned about her with her gown than actually getting us,
I had on the gown for 5 minutes. The entire 3 days that we were in the hospital. Like, it came off immediately. I had to just let everybody know, like, I'm a nudist. I don't wear, no. I don't want anything on me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, anything else about the triage room? Okay, so I wanted to say before she was born, like the whole labor thing, this is one of those TMI things, but it's real. Like, it's really real. Mm-hmm. So we wear natural deodorant. It works better than any deodorant I've ever used, ever. It's spray-on Crystal Rock deodorant. And it works really well, but it was not working at all for like the week before she came. So my hormones were going insane crazy. Like, I was about to write to Amazon and tell them, like, y'all sent me some water. Anyway, go ahead. So that was the triage room.
That was pretty much it. The young lady was just so incompetent, and they were trying to figure out if it was necessary, I guess, to call our doctor, which was blowing me. It's like, yes, it's necessary. Like, we both thought to fall out in this joint.
But the thing is, they know, like, normally babies don't come as fast as she came. So, like, they don't call the doctor as soon as you come in because it's like, okay, you're going to be in labor for, like, 10 hours.
Mm-hmm. The sense of urgency was zero.
Right.
I didn't really appreciate it. The whole situation just felt so assembly line.
Yes. Just like Kia was saying, they referred to her as a number. They referred to our kid as a number.
Yeah, but it was whatever. So that escalated pretty quickly. Then we ended up in the delivery room. My boo was in so much pain. Called the little girl Katie. She was really cool though. She was the only one in there that was really cool and kept her cool. I forgot her real name.
Kayla.
Yeah.
I was like, Katie? What's her name?
It went from 0 to 100 real quick. It
quick.
went from me trying to coach, right? Breathe in, breathe out, to don't say a word, I love you. But right now, just don't. So imagine this for the guys taking a look at this. Like, imagine, like, your significant other, somebody that you really love, is in the most pain that they will probably ever experience, and you are just there, right? So, that was crazy for me because, I had it in my head how, You know, I wanted to affirm to her and everything. So now I'm just doing it in my head.
And you did such an amazing
Right.
job. Like, you were doing everything that you should have been doing. Like, you were just like, breathe, breathe, in your nose, out your mouth. And I'm just like, what is the nose and what is the mouth? Like,
And it was like I wanted to, you know, cheer her on because like our, you know, nurses and doctors and all that didn't really have the best energy. So them cheering her on wasn't really
I was like, shut
doing
up.
too much, right?
You're doing great. Shut up.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, we don't say shut up.
Yeah, but so it went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oof.
Yeah. So needless to say, our doctor didn't get there in time. They was trying to hold it off and tell her not to push because the doctor wasn't there yet.
Yep.
It's like, are you en route? And I think it was because I don't know if the other young ladies were afraid to deliver or, you know, their protocol or whatever.
They were freaking out. They were freaking out because normally what happens there is the person just is in labor. They're just in labor. And their job is just to be there while you're in labor, not deliver. And they're like, oh, crap. This is about to happen right now. They told me not to push. They told me not to push. I've heard that before. In somebody else's vlog, they were told not to push. And she was like, I can't listen to you. Like, I have to. So traumatized.
So needless to say, you know, wifey definitely knew what to do for real.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah, she's a trooper. Yeah. Salute to you, sweetheart.
Thank you, baby.
But yeah, so like I said, 0 to 100 was probably within the whole process for like under 2 hours.
It was like an hour.
Yeah.
It was definitely an hour. We got there like 7:30. Well, okay, I don't know. I don't even know.
So you was on your hands and knees, and they kept pressing for her to get on her back. Mm-hmm. Like as she was coming out, they was like, "Yeah, you gotta turn around right now." Okay. But you know, we made it work. I got to cut the cord, which was a awesome thing for me, right? But like I just felt like I was more educated on what was going on than everybody in the room, and y'all go to school for this. But I don't know. But you know, I was just doing my best to keep my cool. You know, that's what you have to do. Like I said, for the guys taking a look at this, and just know that the Lord is gonna make a way. Like, you know, whatever is done is already done. Like.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Like when you dive into the manifestation aspect, like when we first were talking about, you know, having kids and all that. And it goes from a thought to my beautiful baby girl. Right? So that's really exciting. Fast forwarding to
Wait, don't fast forward. We didn't even really talk about it.
which part?
How I was yelling. So everybody says that so when you're pushing and stuff like that, it feels like you have to poop. Feels like. Yeah, no. I just was hollering the entire time. Like, I can't stop pooping. And that's really, I mean, it was really just a mess. Ooh, how do we even, I'm traumatized to say the least. Like, that was the most painful thing I have ever.
Are you pooping?
Does she look like she's coughing or choking or gagging? Yeah, she's probably pooping. So yeah, that was literally the most. I'm so traumatized. The amount of pain. I knew that it would be painful. I knew that my vagina would stretch out, but I did not. Oh, I did not think that it would burn like that. Uh, and he literally had the first row seating for this. Like, before she came, we talked about, like, where do you want me to be? And I was like, you can just, be by my side. But no, he was right there watching the whole thing. I mean, I'm glad that you got to see that, I guess. That's disgusting.
It was an experience. Yeah, I was definitely excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, poop and all. Ooh.
It is what it is.
That I just need to just really emphasize how things down there stretched in ways that they shouldn't be stretched.
Lord.
And then they had to sew me up, like, yeah, I don't know. I want to say more, but I don't even know what to say. Oh, other than the fact that I told them I was dying, I told Katie, I was like, Katie, her name is Kayla. I was like, Katie, I'm dying, please.
She don't try to hear none of that.
I honest to God, I felt like I was dying. I don't know. Ugh. Is there more?
She's a trooper, though.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so we didn't say anything about the epidural. So I had no intention on getting an epidural. When we were in the triage room, the lady that screwed up my IV was like, the pain is going to get worse. And in that moment, I was like, worse? Give me the epidural. Like, just give it to me. And I see so many, like, vlogs and stories about people that say that and people say, like, oh, you're going to get in there and you're going to be like, just give it to me. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I asked for it, but I also asked for it and claimed a natural birth, and that's what I got.
It was so fast, it wasn't enough time.
Yep, they told me that if I kept pushing, they wouldn't be able to give me the epidural. And they weren't even ready. Like, they didn't have anybody available to give me an epidural. So they only gave me an IV, which I also didn't want, in order to get an epidural. And something else that we didn't mention that I'm going to look into, they gave me Pitocin against my wishes and against my will. They did not even tell me. They told me they were just giving me a fluid IV. And then I found out after the fact that they were giving me Pitocin after I delivered. So, anywho, I'm happy that we had the natural birth that we wanted, but, whew, jeez.
She said she done, y'all. She said one and done.
I just literally cannot imagine having that pain again. Like, I just was like, just kill me. Take me out. It crossed my mind, like, please just take her and make sure she's safe, but let me go. Like, I can't do this anymore. Mm-hmm. And, so many people say, yeah, you'll get over it. It'll pass by. I am truly traumatized. So, anywho, we had her. What else? They transferred us to our room.
They didn't clean up the mess in our room for almost a whole day.
Okay, yeah, so the bloody nastiness after birth is something that I could not have been prepared for, no matter how much I tried. And the first 2 times that I went to the bathroom, it was like bloody murder in the bathroom. And obviously, I just delivered and gave birth. I can't be like bending over, wiping the floor. And they have a cleaning staff. Like, I'm not about to have my husband cleaning up their bathroom. I asked for maintenance to come like 3 or 4 times. They didn't come until the next day. All the different nurses were telling us different stuff. When they switched the staff, the new nurse was saying they don't start making their rounds till 10. It was just a mess. We literally had a bloody, disgusting bathroom for a day. And then when you went in the hallway and asked for another bathroom, they were like, why can't you use the one in your room or something?
Because it's dirty as a mug.
Because we keep calling you guys and ask you to clean it, and you're not cleaning it. So, and then when they actually did come, there was still blood on the seat. So it's like, if you guys didn't clean it well now, how well did you clean it before I came in here?
All right.
Which is why originally I didn't plan on even showering there, but I did end up taking a shower there because I just, I needed to get my life.
I like the pool shower.
Yeah, it was just disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, it was cool when it was all said and done. We had lactation consultants come every now and again. There was one that you really liked, but the rest of them were could take them or leave them.
Yeah, the last one was really cool. She was knowledgeable. She basically was more up my alley. Like, let her feed whenever she wants to. There's no such thing as overfeeding her. She was just really good and knowledgeable, and she was telling me more about like the technique to lay down and let them latch on versus everybody else was just like, do the football hold. It just seemed like I was a social experiment because I understand that nurses have to come in and do their they're observing and things like that, but somebody that just gave birth does not want to deal with somebody in training, especially not a lactation consultant in training. Like, I'm not your project. Like, my child has to learn how to eat and you are in training. So you're coming in here, I can tell you're nervous, you're giving me tips. Yeah, that wasn't cool. Overall, in the hospital, they weren't very attentive at all. On our board, it said that they make their rounds every 2 hours. I feel like we would just be in there for way more than 2 hours without anybody coming in, checking on us. Do you want to talk about how the tag? Oh! The whole reason our vlog is called Switched at Birth. So they had different tags on her. There was one tag that the three of us all had matching. And it has her name and like numbers and stuff like that. And we had to sign her in and out. Long story short, 2 times they came and took her to do whatever they were doing. And I would roll over and see that her tag was in my bed or like not on her. So my mom freaked me out because she's sending me pictures back that I sent her and zoomed in pictures of her eyebrows. Now, I'm not even sure like what happened. It was probably the lighting in the pictures. One of the pictures, her eyebrow was like super dark and full. In the other picture, her eyebrow was really, really light. And basically, my mom was kind of like, hopefully I'm wrong, but you need to make sure they didn't make a mistake and like switch her up. And, yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens in real life. So I was really freaking out. Like, I don't know. Like, as in, we're looking at her like, this is our baby. There's no denying this is our baby. Like, that's his nose. That's his mouth. This little scar here.
But she had another band on that had the numbers that we had. Which
I didn't realize until, because she was bundled up. So I didn't realize that till like way after the fact.
It was like, y'all got me in here signing off when y'all leave. Even the times when I was going with them, why you're not, as attentive as you need to be able to even see that. Twice. And why was it just it was just a really lax situation. So, there was one time where I strolled Summer back.
Yeah. I was like, you're back by yourself?
Yeah. I mean, but they thought we was going to turn up in there, which we was for real, if it had to go down like that. But, it wasn't even trying to be like that,
Yeah, so I really did freak out for a minute. I was looking at this. I was looking at her like, this is definitely my baby. Like, I don't... But the pictures, it was wild. It had to be the lighting in the pictures because... That's just really unacceptable. Nothing in the hospital should ever make you feel like you have to get a blood test to confirm that this is the child that you have going home. That's ridiculous.
So they tried to be on their P's and Q's afterwards, but it was already too late. Like, the tone was already set. They did have food for her. It wasn't, the best by any means, but, we wasn't in there starving. I mean, we had our own situation anyway. We were successful at least with our packing our bag and all that. Look, y'all packing bags right now for those about to be, what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be your time to give birth and everything. Pack your bag, right? Like, don't let nobody tell you that you don't need no bag. Pack your bag.
Yeah.
The bag was definitely clutch. Even though I still only ended up packing a pair of drawers was loafing, but it still worked out.
That's such a man thing. Like, I take my whole panty drawer if I'm just going somewhere for half a day.
It worked out though.
Yeah.
We was in there getting Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
We just be eating. We gonna make more videos about like our food experiences because we just be eating.
Yeah, and getting horrible customer service everywhere we go. Like, do we have to go to like 5-star restaurants every day just to get decent service? Anywho, what else did we want to talk about?
I was crying like a mug when I was sitting out there waiting for our Popeyes because we just gotta think about it. Like I was looking back at the all the pictures we've taken, right? All the videos that we've done. Just our whole pregnancy journey. Just even looking at how much we've grown as people. It's really exciting, man. People have to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But back to this experience, though. What were we talking about?
Okay, so let's talk about the photographer. They take free pictures in the hospital. You get one picture free. Basically, like, you get an album that you get to share with your family and friends. Super overpriced pictures, like a box with a bunch of little stuff for $200. If the pictures looked better, maybe I would have considered it. They were horrible. And you want to know part of the reason why it was horrible? I was part of the photography session.
She was like, hold this sheet.
I just delivered. I just pushed an 8-pound, 4-ounce baby out. I am stitched up from front to back, literally. And the lady had the nerve to ask me to hold the sheet for the photo shoot. Like, at this point, I had already kind of gave the nurse hangry bee because they took forever to release us. They took forever. And I was like, look, they have until 1 o'clock or I'm out. So, in the midst of all of that, well, before that, the photographer lady just walked in the room. I'm breastfeeding. She walks in the room like, hi, I'm here to take your pictures. And I looked at her.
Mind you, we called them twice and left messages and nobody called back.
I'm sitting here feeding her like this. I called you guys. You didn't call me back. Like, go ahead, take the picture now. Like, hair everywhere.
All right.
Breastfeeding. Like, and she's looking like, I'm here to take your pictures.
Like, nah, family. You want to holler back.
And then she was like, I mean, I can come back in like an hour. I was like, I'm leaving at 11.
At least like
So, it just really, even when she came back again, I still wasn't ready. Like, my hair wasn't done. I laughed to myself, like, this is going to be part of the experience that we can laugh about. Like, I'm holding the sheets, blah, blah, blah. But, I don't know. A birth center would have been cool, but looking at the circumstance, like, of course I didn't want an epidural, but if you go to a birth center, you don't have the option. And that's not, in the moment you want to be able to have
options.
The option. And I'm so glad that I didn't get it. I mean, for so many different reasons.
They just weren't even competent. So I remember when she was saying, yeah, just give it to me. I'm like, Lord, can I get somebody in here that know what they're doing, that's about to come in here and relax,
Right.
and that's about to come in here and get the job done? Because even the guy that came in and was talking to us about the risk and all that, I just wasn't really feeling the vibe, like, and they would have to be able to make her comfortable so she can sit still during these crazy contractions, and I wasn't comfortable or confident with what they had going on. So I mean, I think it worked out.
I actually couldn't sit still to get an epidural. They wouldn't have been able to give it to me because when I was having contractions, it was impossible for me to sit still.
And I would have blacked out on somebody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, praise my God. Oh, Lord. Such an amazing experience. As soon as I laid eyes on this thing right here. Lord.
Do you want to talk about our decision to not have visitors in this video, or do you want to do another video?
It could be a whole video.
Okay.
It's up to you, though.
Well, then, yeah.
It definitely could be a whole video.
Stay tuned because we're going to talk about why we decided that it would be best to not have visitors in the hospital, and really kind of now.
Let's get it.
That's it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us for our labor and delivery story. Click one of these videos here to watch our journey on how we got here, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'd love to share more of our journey with you.
Let's work. See you at the top and the bottom too crowded.